Welcome to I Do and Updo's Matt and Joey.
Yeah, how are we doing?
Yeah,
We're here.
hey.
We made it.
You're finally here. We've been wanting you to come on for ages, and we're so glad that you're here. But we're quite happy because now the studio's had a bit of a glow up.
And it looks really cool.
It's
Yeah,
quite
yeah.
nice because we can show off to you and be like, okay, now you've waited to come on, you've come onto the good studio.
Yeah, if we'd have travelled all this way and it wasn't as amazing
Yeah.
as it is,
Yeah.
we'd have been really disappointed.
I was going to say, because you've travelled a lot. How long did it take you to get to the studio today?
2.5.
Oh, okay.
Hours.
But
Yeah.
Matt's in his new whip, so it was just like.
Oh, yeah. He's like, I'll
Cruise
drive.
control, yeah, I've
Oh,
got
come on. I love this. Oh, yeah, when you get a new toy and you want to show it off. Yeah, I like it. And this is the thing as well, because it's like when we've been talking to guests and guests have travelled so far,
Yeah.
we love that because that's such a
Yeah.
compliment knowing that you've travelled this far. But we need to keep a little map, don't we, and see who's travelled
Yeah.
the furthest.
Oh,
We could do this.
We've had Emma from Devon, didn't we?
Devon, we had Essex.
Yeah,
Chloe
we've had
from
Essex.
Copper
Oh, yeah.
Cacti, she was Essex, wasn't she?
And then
So-
somebody from up north, but I'm
Yeah.
terrible because literally Birmingham, and then I'm like, it's up north.
Is that where you think
Yeah.
north is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest, we're the same, but the other way around. Like,
Yeah.
we're
Well,
in
my
the south now.
My mum's not far from Stoke. That's a bit further
Okay.
north, isn't it?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's
Yeah,
about
yeah.
as far north as it gets.
Yeah.
Friend of mine lives in Northumberland, and I was like, "How far are you from me? Like, you must be what, like 2 hours?" And she's like, "Yeah, no."
Yeah.
a
And
lot-
the
a
rest,
lot further.
yeah.
yeah,
North.
exactly.
Yeah,
That's north.
really north.
Yeah.
So obviously, you guys aren't just Matt and Joey. Tell us who you are.
I guess we are Matt and Joey, but we do a couple of really cool things.
You do.
Thing number one that we love is playing in a band called The Hustle. We're both
Yes.
dual frontmen, energetic, energizer
I
bunnies
love
at weekend.
this. So tell us what you do in the band.
So I'm the singer,
Yeah.
guitarist,
Mhm.
And Matt is
Bass
bassist,
player,
singer,
and we
dance
do add
floor
sing-
enforcer.
Yeah, we had singer on the end of it. Joey's definitely the singer, and I'm the
that.
shouter.
Oh,
you
I
know,
love
he's, you
it.
know, shout and hype things up a little bit. Yeah, it's.
But your start, because we worked together on a wedding last year,
We
and
did.
it was awesome. It was at the Orchard at Munsey, which I guess is kind of a halfway house for both of us. So
Yeah.
maybe wasn't that far for you guys that
You know,
day.
it was still a trek for us. I remember speaking to the groom, and you know, he inquired, and we said it's a really long way.
Yeah.
really, really long way. And
Yeah.
so obviously our price reflected that, and he was like, "Yeah,
Course.
it's more than I want to."
It was also the hottest day on earth.
It was
Oh.
so hot. It was so
like
hot,
it might be one of the hottest days I've ever experienced in the UK.
especially in a TP.
Yeah, but Sadie and Ollie were awesome. They looked after us.
Yeah.
Every time he saw us gas, he was like, "Bring them cider
Oh,
now."
I love it. I love
And
it.
yeah, the venue were amazing. Big AC unit, which we absolutely loved. so-
Yeah.
Well done, Jane.
Yeah, shout out to Jane.
It
She's
was worth
lovely.
losing an iPad in the heat.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh
my
my
iPad
God.
died in the heat. Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember this. I
Yeah.
think
Equipment
that
got
was just as I was
cooked.
going.
Our brains got cooked. It was just an interesting day.
Yeah.
But we had to just throw. The couple were just so lovely, so we just throw everything at it.
Yeah.
For them.
Yeah.
And you really did. Like the FOMO I had, I was like, why did I leave this wedding? Like, literally, I was looking on the Orchard at Munsley Insta page later on the stories, and I was like, oh my God, it was going off in the evening. It was so
We
good.
often say that to like celebrants and people that are in the daytime. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, you're missing the fun bit.
Yeah, don't
later.
go. I'm not going to next time. I'm
But
gonna
we
be
totally
like,
get it because it's
Yeah.
a long day
Yeah.
for you lot. So I guess that comes into what we do in the band. If you haven't seen, or I guess
Yeah.
you've seen it, we're very, very energetic, very interactive, very in your face. That's what people go for. That's what people want us. So,
Absolutely, yeah.
super
And
fun.
it's really different, the kind of vibe that you guys bring, because you do complete like mashups and bring in all the throwbacks.
That
Like, that's
sounds
what I was loving.
cool.
It's so good, Katie, honestly. Like, I think when I was leaving, you guys were about to do Wheatus. I feel like that was coming out.
yeah.
Or maybe that was one I saw on the stories, but there
Yeah,
was
it might have
definitely a bit of
been.
teenage dirtbag going
That will
on.
have been on the stories.
Would
and
it? Was
would have
that an
been at
evening
the
thing?
End of the night.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
You
Matt's
can't
like, we
beat.
saved that for
Yeah.
the evening.
You've
Can't
got
beat a
it.
bit of teenage
Yeah, you've
dirtbag.
got to save it till last.
So
but-
good.
Which leads us on to the other thing we do.
Yes.
Which obviously we run Dirtbag Entertainment as well,
Amazing.
which is named from the.
I was going to say, is that where it came
Yeah.
from?
Yeah. It was,
Yes.
I do remember that time we were bouncing ideas back and
I've
forth.
never made
and
that connection until
Yeah.
now. Oh my God, I
Ah.
can't believe that went over my head.
Sits right, and whenever people see the name, they just get what we're about.
Yeah. You
and-
say that, and then when I was booking them, I was like, literally had it in my head all day.
Yeah, because that is the
So I booked them
vibe.
today. I'm like, teenage
Yeah.
dirtbag.
But it is that vibe. That's the kind of music that you bring back, those songs that people are like, yes, this is an absolute tune. Like, we haven't heard it for ages.
There's a lot of nostalgia.
Yeah.
There is a lot of nostalgia. People often talk about it's like sort of, you know, reminds them of their uni days and
Yes.
stuff like that. You know, so a
100%.
lot of 90s, noughties, 2010s
Love that.
sort of vibe, which, you know, we lean into the alt side of stuff.
Yeah,
So we
nice.
lean into like the pop punk and that kind of
Yeah.
thing that was around at that time, but also there's stuff like Backstreet Boys and Five
Yes.
and things like that. but,
Yes.
you know, it's with the energy of a pop punk band.
100%.
That's cool.
That's what's so good. Yeah, honestly. And you just chuck a Backstreet Boys in there. I think there was a McFly in there too.
Yeah.
What
Good
did
McFly.
they? Can you remember what they walked down the aisle to? That was McFly, wasn't it? I
They
think it was Five
did.
Colours in Her Hair.
Yeah.
Or was that the exit track? I feel like that was one
That
of
may
them.
have been the exit track. They had. Did they have Shania Twain? You're still the one.
Yes.
which is really popular at the moment,
So
by
good.
the way. I've done that quite a few times for Isle Walks. and
Brilliant
stuff like
memory,
that.
Joey. Like,
Yeah, honestly, he has.
My gig memory is so good.
Yeah.
I tell
Think
you
of
everything.
how many tracks he has played.
Yeah.
Like how many times he had to play. But it was an epic wedding. But it was, like you say, super hot. So how did you guys deal with a iPad meltdown? Does that mean that then all your tracks that you're playing, you've got nothing to play them off?
I would
like
say
how do
if,
you use the
if
iPad?
it had happened to me, I
Yeah.
think we would have been in even more trouble.
Yeah.
Because I for daytime stuff, it's normally tracks that are a bit like on the edge stuff we don't play so often.
Yes.
So I'm not relying on it, but it's incredibly useful to have those there if we need to change the set quickly.
Of course.
Matt is good enough to follow along and
Thank
see
you.
what's going on.
Ah,
Uh,
well done, Matt.
But I really I think if it was me, I would have been like, oh, boys, I'm going to have to like just dig into my memory
we gonna
banks
do?
here and
Yeah.
stuff. So,
Well, I
And is it
remember
things like-
thinking, sorry, with the iPad, I was thinking, is it's just too hot? I put it in the fridge
Yeah.
trailer outside. It was like, I was there,
That's
like,
genius.
Didn't work.
No.
Didn't work.
Oh,
It
no.
was
It-
it
completely
would have been
gone.
genius.
Yeah,
gone, you
glad
know,
it works.
so I think, yeah, for me, we've discussed this a few times. A lot of it is it's like a security blanket thing, having that there.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, we
yeah.
do so many songs, and you don't necessarily need it for all of them.
No.
But it's quite handy as a
It's
reminder.
the
and a
start.
prompt. Yeah.
It's like sometimes your like brain will blank and you can't figure out the first line.
Yeah,
And then
Yeah.
once you can't figure that, it's like, I forgot the whole song. Oh my
Yeah.
God, oh my God.
Yeah.
But if you got that, it's like, I can do the whole thing
Yeah.
now. Yeah. For first dances, I always have it in front of me. It's too important. And that's the one bit of the time where like everyone is staring at you.
Yeah,
It's
of
like, you have
course.
to get it right.
Pressure's
now.
on.
Yeah, it
But
has
It's
to
like
be right.
second set. I mean, we all make mistakes and
Yeah.
miss stuff, and they're all drunk, and it doesn't matter. at
Yeah,
that
yeah,
point.
yeah,
But
yeah.
at
They're
that
just
point-
absolutely vibing off whatever's
Exactly,
going on.
yeah,
on stage
yeah, yeah.
anyway. And that's the thing, I think, when it comes to these summer weddings, they are so exciting in theory, but there are the boring practical things like melting iPads that we need to think about.
Yep.
So what do couples need to consider when they're booking a band at a summer wedding? Like shade,
Okay,
obviously.
so that's such a good point actually with summer weddings. We talk about it a lot, and most weddings in the UK do happen in the summer.
hmm
I would say for a band, the best gigs we have are in the winter
Yeah.
autumn period.
Yeah.
October last year,
Yeah.
Oh.
we had a run
Love.
of maybe our best shows we've ever done.
Really?
Because at night time, it's cold,
Yeah.
wet, and dark.
Everyone's on the dance floor,
Everyone's
aren't they?
inside.
Yeah.
It's so, and
Absolutely.
like if you're playing, I mean, the venues are amazing in the summer. Everyone's outside. They're all drinking. It's so difficult for us to get people inside.
It is.
It's
it
so
is.
hard. It's
Yeah.
so hard.
Especially we get it a lot when couples, and this was the other night, wasn't it? And they want to get the first dance over and done with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And we always do first dance straight into the first set. You know,
Nice.
you've got everyone on the dance floor,
Great.
so you just go for it.
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
they want to get it done. And I understand it. It's a nerve-wracking moment. They
Yeah.
want to start partying.
hmm
But they often say, oh, should we do it at 7, half 7?
Mhm.
You're like, well, you can, but everyone's going to be outside.
Yeah, they're not going
You
to
know,
be.
so leave it till half 8, 9 o'clock in the
Yeah.
summer when it's still light. At half
Absolutely.
8, you need to be doing it late on, and it's a bit cooler.
Good,
So,
really
yeah,
good
that's,
tip. That's
That's
such
the
good
advice we would
advice.
give. You know, just chill out,
Yeah,
relax, enjoy the sunshine,
yeah.
and then party.
Then have the time.
Yeah.
Because actually, there's a few things that come to mind when you say that. So, one, literally straight off the top of my head, a wedding I did not last year, year before, was in September. And I was MC, so I was staying on. So when I'm booked
Cool.
for MC, that means I get to stay and I get to come and enjoy the band.
Hey.
But for that one, they had their first dance on paper as 7:30.
Yeah.
At 7:30, they had literally just sat down outside on the
Yeah.
garden chairs with their friends. They were chatting away. And I said to the venue, I was like, we can't go yet. Like, literally, they've only just sat down. That's
Yeah.
the first time they've really had a chance to just sit and relax. So I just went over and whispered to the bride. I was like, look, you're meant to have your first dance now, but should we just push it back by like 20, 30 minutes? She was like, absolutely, yeah. And then it was so much better because everyone was then ready to go inside to party. But the other thing that comes to mind is my own wedding day. I was a July wedding. And I always say this to couples who freak out about rain in July.
Mm.
I'm like, if it rains, it actually can be a blessing in disguise because our wedding day, it rained non-stop from 3 o'clock onwards. It was the best party ever because
Yeah.
nobody wanted to go outside.
That's
that
it.
dance floor was full
Yeah,
all
yeah.
night because exactly the same reason. Like
Yeah.
people just want to actually be inside, don't they?
That's
Yeah.
it.
that
Whereas
is
those
it.
balmy summer evenings, it's like we're British, we're not used to it, so we want to be outside soaking it
Get as
up.
much sun as
We
you
see
can,
people
yeah.
as well, you know, when you even when it's later on and it's so hot, you see people on the dance floor fanning themselves.
Yeah, yeah,
And you know when they're leaving the dance floor, they're not leaving because they're not having a good time.
Yeah.
It's hot.
yeah.
We're
Exactly.
pouring with sweat.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
can't
yeah,
leave,
yeah.
you know?
You're not allowed
We
to
have
leave.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
have
Imagine if you guys are like, sorry, I'm going outside.
We
Yeah.
started a few times, haven't we? Like, so our drummer has a fan because he's rock and roll. He
Yeah,
has a fan
love
like
this.
facing him to cool him down. But we
Love
started
this.
stealing it off him and
Yeah.
just putting it at the dance floor. Like, stick around.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's a good idea, forward-facing fans.
Yes.
That is such a
yeah.
good chat.
we did-
But these are things couples can think about.
Yeah,
They can
exactly.
add them on,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
get online, just get some cheap fans
Yeah,
and
exactly.
just bring them. That's going to make a difference to the actual overall vibe.
We've even seen those little battery ones, haven't we? Like,
Yeah.
the little tiny things.
Yes.
One couple had their names printed on the fans. as
Great
well.
idea.
Fish them out, and they're all on the dance floor blowing themselves.
But that's the best kind of favour, because I think anything that's going to add towards the vibe is going to help. So it is things like that, isn't it? That's going to change the vibe of your evening do.
Yeah.
And I remember a friend of mine, her wedding, there was the bridesmaid and a few of her other close friends. We were all just going around being like, can everyone come inside? Like, they've paid so much money for this band. Like, come and watch them, come and enjoy it. And it's a shame for the couples, isn't it? Because it's something they've looked forward to so much. And obviously they love what you guys are doing. They want that dance floor to be full.
It's quite nice because we do it with both the band and with Dirtbag as well. We really pride ourselves on the advice that we give to couples.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
like
we're-
that.
Because we're out there doing it all the time.
Yeah.
We've seen so many weddings.
Yeah.
And even when a couple might come with a ridiculous idea.
Yeah.
We're not the kind of people that just go, oh yes, we'll do that.
Yeah.
You know it's going to be
Yeah,
horrendous.
it's got to be
yeah.
You know it's-
feasible, though,
yeah,
isn't it?
You know
Yeah.
it's going to be a
That's
car
the thing.
crash. And even sometimes they're quite like, oh no, I've seen it on TikTok. Or
Oh,
it's
come
like,
on.
that was an American party. They're very different over there.
Yes.
It's like, it's not going to work.
How do
Yeah.
you guys feel about that with like the trends coming in and people picking them up and just trying to apply it to their own wedding when it doesn't quite
Yeah, I
make
think
sense,
for
or-
me, what never fits is when that doesn't feel like them and they're just
Yeah.
doing it for the sake of doing it. Like
Yeah.
there were a couple
100%.
of weddings last year where I really noticed the difference, where couples were doing things for the sake of doing the trend.
Yep.
And it meant then they weren't present on their own day because they were just thinking, oh, we've got to get everyone to do that dip kiss, or we've got to get everyone to go
Yeah.
and do that big confetti cannon moment, like in a certain way. Like, do things that feel right for you. If there's trends that work for them, then I think it works. But I think if
Yeah.
it's trends for the sake of trends, don't.
Yeah.
I think what they end
Stay
up doing
away.
is they try and pack too much into a schedule of a day.
Yes,
And
they do.
We've never played a wedding that's on time. We never will.
Yeah.
So if you've like, well, we have to do this thing right now. But it's like,
Exactly.
but then what are you sacrificing to
Yeah.
do that? There's a couple. It's a bit done now, but people do the table rush. They rush around each table.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm
yes,
wanting
yes.
to do that, like straight after the first dance
Yeah.
for us. It's like, but then what we're gonna do? Tell everyone to go sit back down.
Get off the
Yeah.
dance
It's
floor
like
again.
that, That's clearly not gonna work.
No.
You need to do that like before dinner or something, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. It works, when people are sat down.
It
But
does, yeah.
We got asked mid-set once by a drunk auntie at a wedding. Oh, they really want to do this. And we're like, we've just got everyone up on the dance
Oh
floor.
my God, yeah, it's not the time.
It will kill the vibe.
It's
you know?
not the
Yeah,
time.
Yeah, and it's difficult. But
And that is the thing. We are experienced in this industry. We are the ones that can give you that advice and actually help hold your hand, because hopefully it's the first and last time you're going to do this.
Yeah.
But we're here to help with that, and you guys especially with your experience. And then tell us more then about Dirtbag, because obviously we touched it really briefly and then we got really excited about some weddings and carried away and got off on a tangent. But tell us about Dirtbag Entertainment. So that's the other side of what you guys do.
yeah, I guess. So me and Joey met working at an agency
Yeah.
years ago, and we both left the agency at a similar time and started the hustle. So we skyrocketed hustle because we knew the inside and outside
Yeah,
of how
yeah,
things worked. And then we were dipping our toes in other things, and we were advising people on the wedding industry, other suppliers and stuff like that. And then
We said one day we would never work with musicians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The worst people, and I'm one of them.
Yeah.
But then we just ripped the Band-Aid off, and we're like, I think we're the guys to do this.
Yeah.
And we are. We're having a great time, and we manage and book other bands, and we like to think they're the best in the country. And
Yeah.
they're kind of modeled after not what we do stylistically, or I guess they are, but more our ethos.
Yeah,
on
nice.
weddings, where
Nice.
we just bring the thunder.
Yes, I love
It's a proper
this.
party, and if people want to have that on their day, hopefully they'll come to us and book our band. If they want a boring wedding night, stay away.
Yeah.
It's cool. You can book
Yeah,
somebody else.
that's
We're all
good.
cool.
We're not the van for you. if
Exactly,
you want a
yeah.
boring
And we
night.
like to separate ourselves like that, because I think it can be, we try and please everyone, you're kind of pleasing no one.
It's so true.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot to learn that. I
Yeah.
think when you first start in the wedding industry,
You
you're
wanna be
like,
people
what does
pleasing
a wedding
little
look
bit,
like?
but
Let's be that person.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
actually, exactly like you say, being authentic and just showing up as yourself, couples know what to expect then, and also they know what they're getting on their wedding day, but also they can then see you guys and go, yeah, that's us, that's our vibe. Whereas if you're trying to please everyone, they can't really see themselves in you.
We've kind of noticed that, I think this year and last year especially, our couples, I'm not just saying this because they'll probably watch this and listen to it, they're just awesome people.
Yeah.
Really down to earth, cool, lovely human beings
Yeah.
that I would genuinely speak to or connect with outside of just playing for them.
Yeah,
It's like, I
exactly.
think we found our people
Yeah,
out
that's
there.
good.
And in our first year, when you first start, you just take everything.
Yeah,
Oh,
of
can you
course.
play in Scarborough? Can you do Wiltshire? Can you do this? We just want any
Yeah,
band. We'll
travel
do it for
all
cheap.
over.
And
Yeah.
you do the gig, you have a great time. but
Yeah.
You're like, okay, you kind of learned from that. That maybe
Yeah.
that wasn't our crowd or wasn't our couple.
Uh-huh.
so we kind of found our people, and
So
not just
good.
with the band, but with Dirtbag as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're having the best time at the moment.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So with Dirtbag then, how does it work? You have like a few different bands that are on your books. Do couples come to you and, are you all kind of a similar vibe, or is it that they come to you and you've got a bit of a mixture? Like, how does it all work?
There is a mixture, obviously, with music and with bands. There's naturally a different sort of style and,
Yeah.
and vibe and sort of thing. But across, we've got a 34.
Something that
Wow,
books
that's
now.
great.
That's amazing. There's me
Yeah.
thinking like, I don't know, 4 or 5.
Yeah,
Wow, that's
it's,
so good.
And
Yeah, it's
they're
cool.
all, the idea is we lean into the alternative pop punk kind
Yeah,
of
nice.
thing, but we know that you can't just do that all night.
Yeah. Of course.
So our bands, it's more about the energy and the ethos and the sort of, what we bring with the hustle. The bands
Yeah.
do the same.
the bands feel like real bands.
Yeah, that's
I think
good.
there's like olden days, people think of a wedding band as like some cheesy guys in braces and
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
Mustang
yeah.
Stallion or whatever.
Yeah, the bow ties.
Like,
The bow ties.
And I would say that has kind of been gone for a bit, but we're really like so far away from that.
Yeah.
And we target people who love music, love
Yeah.
live music, and they want some real cool people with guitars to turn up and
Yeah.
rock out on their wedding day.
Yeah.
So,
Nearly every inquiry we get is kind of people will say, "Oh, we're big gig goers.
Yes.
we
Love
love live
that.
music. We love these bands. Or
Yeah.
we go to festivals. We don't want a cheesy wedding band."
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's
yeah.
why people come to us.
But yours is like, it's going to a gig. It's like, it doesn't feel like you're at a wedding. It feels like you're going to a
That's
gig.
so
Like,
cool.
It's so immersive.
That's
honestly,
like,
Katie.
I would have loved that.
Yeah, it's awesome.
we refer to it as gigs. Like if
Yeah.
I'm speaking to people, I say, I've got a gig this weekend.
Yeah.
I don't say I've got a wedding. And
Yeah.
that might sound on the face of it maybe disrespectful to the couple.
Not
of,
at
like, I'm
all.
treating their wedding like a gig. But
Yeah.
actually, it's a plus because I'm treating their wedding like a gig.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
great.
that's what they
want,
That's what
though.
they want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always remember a few bands that we've got, and they sort of, we explain to them about the kind of gigs that we do with the
Yeah.
hustle when we're talking to a band before we're onboarding them, and we say, look, guys, you can be playing Rage Against the Machine, you can be playing
Yeah.
Slipknot, you can be playing, all
Love
this,
this.
the heavier stuff.
Yeah.
And they may have been in a band previously where their video is playing Valerie and Rustic
Yeah.
Sally and stuff.
Yeah.
And they say, can we really be doing that at a wedding?
Yeah.
Because the weddings I've done, I don't feel like I can. It's like, but your weddings have been booked off that video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You've played it safe.
Exactly.
And so we, particularly the Loud and the DJ boys, when we met them, so they're two of them in the band, or they're in a Tool tribute, a Green Day tribute, a Rage Against the Machine
Oh,
tribute.
wow.
Stop
So
it.
they've got the ability
Yeah.
to give it
Wow.
beans.
Yeah.
But they were playing Valerie and play that funky music in the video. And we're like, guys,
and Uptown Funk.
yeah,
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
start
yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Let's make you a video. And now their video is like, it's got Rage, it's got Green Day, it's got Limp
Yeah,
Bizkit. And they're
great.
getting gigs where people want Papa Roach, they want Tool,
Yeah.
they want heavy stuff.
We've
Yeah.
untethered those.
Yeah.
humans.
Love that. Yeah.
Be your true selves,
Yeah,
guys.
that's it.
I never forget on the
Yeah.
way to the video shoot, and we're like, maybe we've pushed things a little bit too far with this one. Like we've found, is this the limit? And
Yeah.
then we released
Yeah.
the video, and everyone's just going,
Went
Love
my-
it.
yeah, love
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But I think that helps people be seen because
Yeah.
so many couples don't want that traditional wedding vibe and they
No.
don't want those traditional wedding songs. And actually, when they get there, they when they've just got engaged and it's a whole scary world. Let's face it, we're used to it because we're in it all the time. But for new couples,
Yeah.
there's so much choice. Where do you start? So if they can actually see somebody that's able to offer something that actually feels like them.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing. I always get the questions when we're talking about ceremony music because obviously we discussed that quite early on in planning meetings
Yeah,
and
for sure.
things. I'm like, right, what are you guys doing for ceremony music? I always try and push them to live if I can because I think there's nothing like live music in a ceremony. One, for the feelings that it evokes, but two, live musicians know how to keep playing, how to keep,
I've
smashing it
looped
with the
around
keys,
many a
Yeah.
chorus.
how to looping.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Taking their time.
Like,
Go again, go
Yeah,
again.
it's the subtle nod of like,
So
do that line
good.
again. Yeah.
You can't do that with a
Yeah.
pre-recorded
Yeah.
track. It just doesn't work. You get to the front and then you've got, your cousin's mate is pressing stop, so they just hit stop and it
It's
just
just
cuts out.
grim,
Like,
man.
it's
Yeah.
not the same. Whereas I know at Sadie and Ollie's wedding, obviously working with you guys, like Joey and I were looking at each other. It was like, right, okay, yeah. And he's like, yeah, okay. And I could see he was getting ready to.
We were on form that day.
We were. We were smashing
Joey was
it.
giving you the eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get it.
We were totally in sync though, but we were, weren't we? Because it was
Yeah.
like actually, it felt really natural and it felt really smooth,
Yeah.
and it was like it just fits in perfectly. So if a couple can have live music at their ceremony, 100%. But I always get them saying to me, "Oh, well, we don't know what to pick for our entrance song because we're thinking, oh, we're listening to things but they don't sound weddingy," and I'm like, that does not matter.
We'll make it wedding.
Yeah.
Exactly. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. It's what songs do you like?
We get that a lot with first dances as well, don't they? People
Yeah, I
really worry about
bet,
their
I
first dance.
bet.
First of all, people think, we don't want a first dance.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
don't
yeah.
want, because they have this image in their head of a soppy,
Yeah.
3 or 4 minutes of them dancing and everyone
Yeah.
looking at them, and they're like, we
Yeah.
don't want that. That's not us. And
No.
like, it doesn't need to be like that
No.
at all. You know, the thing a lot of people ask for, and don't take this the wrong way, they think it's unique, and they say we want it to be quiet and then kick in.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
we hear
nice.
that all the time,
Yeah,
and we
yeah,
love
I
that
bet.
because you can start a song, you can do a real banger of a tune,
Yeah.
and do 30 seconds chilled out.
Oh, I love
So
this.
they get that soppy moment,
Yeah, I love
and
this.
parents and grandparents are happy.
Yeah,
because
like
they're getting
ticks
that,
the grandparents.
Photographers love it
box.
too.
Yeah,
True.
Because they
Yeah.
get that moment where they get the photo.
True.
And they just go bang. film it.
Yeah, that's
and then
so
get the
true.
vibes
Yeah.
instantly.
I would say,
Yeah.
you know, talking about like marketing or speaking to more like less traditional couples, there are some traditions where I kind of feel like it's cool that people aren't doing anymore. But one that we've noticed a lot, like you said, people saying they don't want the first dance.
Yeah.
Clip this if you want.
Yeah. Okay. Talk straight to the camera. Straight down the
Straight to
camera,
the camera.
Joey.
Right, which one is he on, Rich?
There's cameras everywhere,
There's
Joey.
cameras
Just
I
look at
think
one of
Joey
them.
on this
that camera.
It's got to be that one.
Joey's on that one.
I believe the first dance should remain, and I'm speaking selfishly. It's a better party when you keep it, because we've had it times where couples say, we just want the band to start. But can you imagine if you're at a wedding and then all of a sudden the band just starts? You're
Yeah.
like, what's going on?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
For us, that is basically a lifeline to get everybody around you on the dance
Yes.
floor. And I'll guarantee you, just take a bullet, take one for the team, do the first dance, because the next few hours of your life will be the best you've had.
Here.
ever. So.
Bloody hair. Yes, I totally agree. Like, do you remember that episode we had with Steph, who was
Yeah.
a choreographer, and she like does choreography for first dances? And I had this thing in my head that was like, it's all really like staged. And she was like, no, it's for couples who are nervous
Yep.
that just want to know how not to look nervous on the dance floor.
Yeah.
But I said I might be a bit controversial with this, but
Yeah.
I think full first dances.
You said
are
full
important.
30. I said I like it where it's 30 seconds and then bring the vibe.
But I think if you can't dance with your person that you're marrying and you're going to spend the next, hopefully, 50, 60 years with, if you can't dance together for 3 minutes
yeah.
and not enjoy those 3 minutes of actually just getting on the dance floor and having a little chat. Like me and my husband were having a little chat. We're
Yeah.
like, this is great, isn't it? Oh my God, we've had such a good day. But it's like just having that little moment, you get everyone around the dance floor, like you say, they're all ready to go.
That's probably what
And
it
then
is,
when
though.
it finishes. But I
It's
always
people looking
think,
at you is what
Yeah.
people
I
hate.
Which
I
I
totally
get.
get it. I would say I couldn't think of anything worse to do. It would be
Yeah.
absolute torture. Just
As a
take one for the
performer, you're
team.
saying.
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
It's like-
But I would say the first dances they can be a bit stressful for
Yeah.
us to get it right. But to be honest with you, where we earn our money is the first song after the first dance.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That is where we're,
absolutely.
like,
Keeping everyone
Lock in.
there.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
our moment to show people that
Yeah.
it's going to be an epic night.
Yeah, you got to
And
stay.
I mean, Matt's still on the box with the wireless microphone shouting at people, do not sit back down. Get back up there." It's just like completely unhinged. We absolutely love it. But yeah, that's when we light the fuse. And if
Yeah.
there's no first dance or opportunity to do that,
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like, oh, there's a band.
Yeah, and people are like, oh, we'll get up at the next one, we'll get up
Yeah,
at the next
yeah.
one. Whereas first dance leads in so perfectly
100%.
to that party. And I always think as well, couples that say, oh, we don't want to do it, we're really nervous, we don't want to do it. We're like, okay, look, do 30 seconds, like you say, 30 seconds to a minute, and then we'll get everyone on.
Yep.
Then you see them on the night. Some of them, like, will have the chat. This is if I'm emceeing, it's not obviously if I'm just there as celebrant. But if I'm emceeing, I'll be like, right, when do you want me to invite people on? And they're like, okay, look, we'll give you the cue. And I can see some of them, and in our conversations before, they're like, yeah, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And then 30 seconds comes and goes. And then the minute comes and goes. And you see they're actually having a really good
Yeah.
time.
Like, I'm not going to do
I'm
this.
like, do you want this cue? And then like you can see when they're ready. And
Yeah.
it's sometimes like a minute and a half,
Yeah.
2 minutes
So
in.
we always, what we call the pep talk, we always give
Yes.
a couple, because we try and we always say more than just a band. We're not just
Yeah, I
playing
love
songs.
this.
Yeah.
Once
Oh, I
when we're
love
ready
this.
to go, we'll go and find the bride and groom and just say, right, we're about to do it. We're about to
Yeah.
get going. We'll announce the cake cut, and Joey
Yes.
doesn't just announce the cake cut.
Give it
He's
some beans, brother.
rock
Come
star
on.
announcement. Like, so we're getting the hype up in the room, we're
Love
building the vibe,
this.
getting everyone around the dance floor, but we're telling the bride and groom what's going to happen and just make them feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And normally we'll discuss a time, like you say,
Yeah.
but I'll say, look, if before that you're unhappy and you want people joining,
Yeah.
just give me the eyes.
Give us the
Yeah.
eye.
Look
yeah,
at me,
we'll
and,
send
and
them
we'll
on.
invite people on. But even there's things as well, like, we might say on the mic, come and join them on the dance floor, and no one wants to be that first.
We
person
haven't
stepping
earned
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
authority yet from them.
Yes.
So that we always say to just look at your friends and do that.
Nice.
Just say,
Yeah.
come and join you.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah, yeah.
but one of my favourite moments, and no matter how many times you do it, is when all their friends and family come round them on the dance floor.
Yeah.
And you can see the bride and groom, just the relief of there's no more formality.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it
You know, we
now.
are
That's it
done
now.
Yeah.
And all their
Enjoy
friends
it.
are around them, and if especially if it's a song, because it is with us normally high energy.
Yeah.
And it's like they're all bouncing around, and you just see a packed dance floor.
Oh, I love
you know
that.
it's going to be a good night.
Yeah.
Just like a minute
When,
in,
when it goes
Yeah.
well, we have one of the best jobs in the world.
Yeah.
Like
absolutely.
we honestly get the glory mile, and I know we just turn up after all the supplies are finished. Like the venue have done so well,
Yeah.
photographers, you guys. Then we come in and just sweep up.
Yeah,
all the
you're
fun.
just like, let's
We've
go.
got this. But we can tell sometimes when we turn up whether the day's like not gone well.
Yeah,
or
of
not.
course.
So we have to work it. Like there's been
Yeah.
some rooms where we've walked into and I come back out and like, boys, I can hear a pin drop in there.
Yeah,
we
there's
need
no
to, like,
vibes.
strap some
Yeah.
like, hard to get
Yeah.
this going.
Yeah.
That's where you earn your keep. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah,
So,
and it does.
yeah.
It is the vibe is so important for the day, and there's all different things that set the vibe. So whether it be
Yeah.
the morning with you and your friends and making
Mhm.
sure that that's fun, and high energy.
Yeah.
Like Katie's always got the playlist.
I
going
always
on
take
the first thing.
speaker and a playlist.
Yeah,
and
that's what he's doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tunes going.
yeah.
And then ceremony, obviously, with me, for me, that's really important, like to set the vibes in the ceremony, because I feel like if your guest, their first experience of the day is the ceremony,
Yeah,
so it's
that's
like
true.
set that vibe high, and then they're going to be
And
buzzing to
If
go
you're
to
a
the
bit
drinks.
different, guests you may have like, you know,
Exactly.
a bit older family, people that go to weddings often like, oh, this is a bit different. This is going to be fun,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
And I think we assume that everyone who goes to a wedding is ready to have fun.
Yeah,
It's not the case.
yeah, they're not. We're always like, let's go.
Some people
Yeah,
are going
this
because
is
they're like
true.
obligated to.
Yeah.
Because, oh,
Yeah.
I've got so
Some
much
people,
weddings this weekend.
some
But
are
yeah,
savage.
Yeah, we could have taken the weekend off. I had some
Yeah.
interviews, and then they're there. Then they realise, oh, this is actually
This
going to
is
be a
actually
great
gonna
time.
be
But that's
fun.
our job.
So
Well,
true.
we often hear that, don't we, from like, you know, in the break or at the end of the night, you know, a couple or someone might come up to us and it's like, yeah, I'll be honest, I wasn't looking forward to this wedding.
Yeah.
But this has
Yeah.
been a lot of fun. Like, you know, this
So
has been great.
good.
We won't say which couples that
No.
represent.
No. Yeah, they shall not be named. I bet they know. They'll know, listen to us. They'll be like, that was our guest. definitely. But I think that is the thing. That's such a good point. Like, we get there and we're hyped and we're ready and we love weddings. So we're like, yeah, let's go. We're like full volume. And then actually, yeah, like you say, some of them need more warming up. But if you're getting those vibes going through the day, then like you say, when it gets to the evening, everyone's going to just be so ready to party.
How do you
Just
get amped
enjoy.
up before doing it? Because obviously you're performing,
Yeah.
aren't you, by yourself. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
I
it's sort of
guess
similar to us. But
For me, it's the connection with the couple.
Yeah.
So the ones where me and the couple, like Sadie and Ollie, for example, we'd been for, you know, a site visit before, then we'd gone for coffees. We sit there. I want to get to know them so that
Sure.
by the time it's the day, I'm like, yeah, we're going to do a good job for you because
Yeah.
we've had a lot of fun
and
together.
you feel like a mate. And
Yeah,
stuff,
and it feels like you're friends. And actually, the same as you guys, my couples find me. I find my couples in terms of we're the same vibe. So
Yeah.
mine are always like they want relaxed and fun, but a bit of romance in there too because it's their wedding day. But really, they just want something that's really relaxed, super chill, but have like a bit of fun and be able to take the mick out of them a bit and
Yeah.
a bit like each other, their guests, things like that. So I think really for me, if I know that couple, we've got that good relationship, I know it's going to be a great ceremony. But always the guests, I have to warm the guests up first. So like in that initial housekeeping before, you know, if somebody is walking down the aisle, if, you know, we've got just the guest there and I've got somebody waiting, I'm like, right, okay, that's the moment to like make a few jokes, like warm everyone up a bit,
You are
let
the
them
first one to
realise.
break the ice.
Yeah.
But for the entire day. pretty
Yeah.
much, so.
And let
Maybe
them
like
realise
realise
it's gonna be
that
fun.
you're not a stuffy registrar.
Yeah, exactly,
'Cause
yeah.
they probably expect that you
Yeah.
would be. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think when I walk to the front, they're like, hang on, where's her trousers? suit?
Yeah.
Like, why is she stood up there? But yeah.
Where's their clipboard?
Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah.
That's what I need to start taking me to weddings.
Yeah.
Looking all official. But I think that is the thing. It's like, actually, it is for us to set those vibes. And like
Yeah.
you say, we don't really think about that guests might not want to be there, like initially. Not want to be there, but it's not the main thing as their priority.
Yeah.
Whereas actually to us, we're like, let's go, guys. Like, we're
Yeah.
your biggest cheerleaders, all of us here.
100%.
And all your suppliers, from your photographers to planners to,
Yeah.
you know, all of us guys. It's like, yeah, we all want it to be the best day, don't
Exactly,
we?
that's it. You know, at the end of the day, the most important thing for anyone in this industry is to
Yeah.
make sure that the couple have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
100%.
that's it, that's
No,
it.
no one's gonna. What's the saying? No one's gonna love your wedding as much as you, other
Yeah.
than your wedding suppliers.
Yeah,
I think.
that's it. Yeah, yeah, we're like the second ones. Forget
Yeah.
your best friends and your family. It's us.
Yeah.
We're the ones that are hyped for you.
Absolutely.
It's so true. So in terms of like music then, so if couples are listening to this and they're just starting like to think about music, where do they start? Like, what are the best things that they like? Have you got any really, you know, golden nuggets for them? Some advice that you can help them when they're right at the start of that journey?
I mean, contact us as soon as
Yeah,
possible.
100%.
It's
Obviously,
the most
that's all you
important
need to
thing.
know.
I think that it depends whether they booked their venue yet.
Yes.
or not.
okay,
Yeah.
I would say the
yeah.
biggest tip, if they haven't booked their venue, they're in a good place because
Yeah.
the venue is
Yeah.
probably the thing that affects the evening band more than anything.
Right.
We
got
had
it.
we have restrictions. I would have loved to have banned, but we were only allowed 4 people
Oh,
because of the
really?
venue. It was like 1,000-year-old venue,
Yeah.
and it had like spiral stone staircase. You guys would have to like lug your gear up, and it was just going to
Right.
be.
See, that's a really specific
Right.
restriction.
Yeah.
With the number of,
Yeah.
Are we getting onto restrictions
I-
already?
this
Yeah.
man-
Oh,
This is
yeah.
like,
Oh,
oh,
we need
come
to
on, here
talk
we
about
go.
sound
It's like a
limiters at
Right.
venues.
oil
Oh my
Oh,
god,
yeah.
yes.
man.
Oh, the fists are
So,
clenching. I love
yeah,
this.
this has been coming up more
This
and
is
more and
great.
more and more.
I would call it an epidemic around the
I think
UK
you're
at
right.
the
Really?
moment. Yeah.
Sound
honestly, it's
limiter epidemic.
crazy.
So
yeah.
the question is, with your venue,
Yeah.
you were only allowed 4 people.
Yeah.
Their reason for that was,
I think it was space.
What if
Okay.
one of them's playing the triangle in a corner?
genuinely,
So true.
you know,
I've
Or
no
one
idea. I
of
didn't
them's
ask
playing
at
an
the
upright
time.
bass and not a side one, so you can fit more people in.
Yeah.
It makes 0 sense.
we're
Yeah.
a 4-piece band, and we asked for more space than one of our 6-piece bands
Yeah.
Wow.
because we need it because we're
Wow.
swinging guitars around.
I was going to say,
Right.
you're jumping around.
So,
You're absolutely vibing.
bands can fit into spaces. You know, obviously it's nice to have lots of space.
Yeah. That's what they told us.
Yeah, they're very good at telling people. Did they tell you this before you booked?
No. It was after.
I'm getting more and
So
more
Yes.
riled up.
yeah,
Give us
exactly.
space, give us space.
This is our biggest pet peeve
Yeah.
in the industry at the moment
make some
with
room
live
for you, babes.
music.
Yeah.
Is okay. There's restrictions. We'll get into like what they mean and why they suck and whatever. The fact that couples aren't aware before they pay a deposit for a wedding venue,
yeah.
especially live music lovers,
Yep.
that there's something that means they may not be able to have a band at all,
Mhm.
or not the band they love, or aren't aware of what it means, is ridiculous. It's absolutely insane. And honestly, I think there should be a law against it.
Yeah, 100%.
Because we're the ones having to break the bad news to couples.
Yeah.
And it's just insane because they come back at us.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not our fault.
We've just
so-
on the way here. We had a message from a bride and a groom messaged us separately, and they were looking at a venue which I won't name, but they were about to book the venue, and then they saw reviews online talking about the sound not being great in there.
Oh, wow.
Now, we immediately, because we don't just read a message, you know, Joey checked out the Instagram of the groom, and he's there at heavy gigs.
He went to Lamb of God the other
Yeah.
week.
Oh, wow,
you
okay,
know,
so,
they're
yeah.
into rock music, and
Yeah.
their words were, you know, we don't want a soulless party, we want
Yeah.
we want a show, we want a gig, we want
Yeah.
a proper night. And the venue in question has an in-house sound system, which
okay.
we've sent bands there before, and they've said we're not going back.
Is that where you plug into it?
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah, and it comes
Now,
from their speakers.
The,
I know
the,
a
issue,
few
the
like
issue
that.
is that, like I say, venues might skirt over it
Yeah.
or not explain exactly what it means, or say, "Oh, we've got a state-of-the-art, high-tech sound system. We have bands.
We had
here
a
all the
band there
time."
last week.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great. The reality is, you know, we understand that a venue might have restrictions put in place because locals might have complained.
I was just going to say, a lot of them are difficult neighbours, aren't they?
The situation is how it's handled.
Yes.
The reality is, and you said something recently, like you think that there should be a sound limit across the board.
Yeah.
Everyone should have
Yeah,
to adhere to the same
that
sound
makes
limit,
so much
and it makes
sense.
sense. But the issue is how it's handled by the venue or the council
Yes.
in question. So
Okay.
the reality is, we run with a sound engineer. And a lot of our bands, you know, they're either a member of the band or somebody with them that can deal with the sound really well.
Yeah.
We have electric drums,
Yeah.
in-ear monitors.
Yeah.
Most bands are ampless now, so they can control the volume really
Yeah,
well.
great. Yeah.
We could go into a venue, and there's a couple that we've been to that have got sound restrictions of like 85 decibels, which is quiet,
Yeah.
you know, or 90 decibels. We can work with it with our own gear, no problem at all. It's fine. When a venue has a system in place and they say, no, you have to run through that so that it doesn't go over a certain volume,
Yeah.
what those systems do, they compress the sound, they limit it, they don't sound, they're more like hi-fis rather
Yeah,
than
yeah.
PA speakers.
Yeah.
Or they have speakers dotted around the room, so the sound isn't focused on the dance
That's
floor.
it. That's what I've seen as well.
Yeah.
Or some that are just on the dance floor.
Yeah.
So that then when they walk out, they can't hear it.
Imagine you're at a wedding
Yeah.
as a guest, you've had a few drinks, and you're stood at the bar chatting to somebody, and it sounds really bad and quiet.
Yeah.
Are you going to go to the dance floor?
Yeah. No, exactly. And that is the point.
You know,
Yeah.
It's rough, man.
Yeah.
It's so rough.
And we're sadly we are the ones that are breaking the news to couples,
Mm.
and often they said, oh well, a live band's really important to us. You know, why can't you play there? And we
Yeah.
explain it. It's like,
Yeah.
why haven't the venue told them this?
No, they should have done.
You know, there is a place for venues that can't have live bands.
Yeah.
Not everyone wants a live band. At the
Yeah,
wedding.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
totally fine. But
Yeah.
I think, and I get it from a venue's point of view or from the person doing the show round. Their job is to get someone to book the venue.
Of course.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But be honest.
But again, the right people need to book that venue.
Yes.
If your couple are live band is non-negotiable, that was us. We were like 100% live band, but we actually didn't check before, and we were really lucky. It was great. You know, it was like swing kind of band 'cause my
Yeah.
husband's
Yeah.
into all that. So we had like swing band. You know, they were like 6-7 piece. It was great, but we didn't even check all of that. And if we couldn't have had that, he'd have been heartbroken because that was
Yeah.
the one thing he was always like, "Oh, can't wait to have some, you know,
Yeah.
swing music."
I mean,
and all
it's
sax
doing
and
stuff like
that."
this hopefully gets information out to couples to ask. But I don't think it's fair that we're relying on couples that they've got enough on their plate already.
Yeah.
They're planning a wedding for
Yeah,
God's sake.
100%.
Like they're not sound engineer experts or
No.
musicians, so it should be the experts, the venues, the musicians, people
Yeah.
like us. But yeah, it comes from there because that's the first point of contact, the first thing they'll book.
Yes.
You know, I don't know why it's okay with bands, but if for some reason you weren't allowed a photographer at the venue,
Yeah.
I mean, they would tell you that, right?
Yeah, of course
but
they
for
would.
some reason, it just gets like skirted over
That's
with that
so
kind of thing.
bad.
And it
But-
isn't every venue, but unfortunately, it's a lot of them.
Yeah.
We hit every day, pretty
Well,
much.
So really, they should be checking with you guys before they sign on the dotted line.
That's the best thing to do. Yeah, like I say, this couple did it today. We were at a wedding fair yesterday, and some people hadn't booked a venue yet.
Yeah.
And we will happily advise on the venues that are great for live music.
Yes. Yeah.
We'll advise on the questions to ask.
Yeah.
You know, and everything
That's
involved,
good.
and just help out with the process.
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
really good.
it's,
That's really good.
So something needs to change, and hopefully, I mean, we are.
We're talking about it a lot, aren't we?
We talk
Joey?
about it a lot.
Yeah.
I
think
like
we just
this.
want-
Raise the awareness.
We just want to keep
Get back
talking
on
about
that
it.
camera
Yeah.
again. Do a 360 camera.
I don't know. We want to do something a bit bigger, maybe, to change something in the industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't know what it looks like yet, but we've got ideas and things.
100%.
The thing is as well, and I think, and I understand why venues do struggle because there's a lot of musicians out there that are in bands and they do it as a hobby. You know, they play in pubs at weekends,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that, and a couple might go and see that band and think, oh, they're great, or they might know
Yeah.
them and they
Yeah.
ask them to play the wedding, but they're used to playing in pubs and clubs,
Yeah.
not wedding venues,
very
so they
different.
can't adhere to sound limits. They might not be that professional because it's just another gig. You know, it's one
Exactly,
of those,
yeah.
it's not
They
their
get
living.
overexcited.
Yeah.
It just takes one band who thinks they're playing Glastonbury, but it's actually a teepee in a field.
Yeah.
Ruin it for everyone.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, council's in, bang,
Mm.
next few years, okay,
Restrictions.
this sucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the problem is I think, you know, we find it a lot, don't we, that as a band, and I'm sure you guys don't get this, but as a band, we walk in and there are venues out there that immediately assume that you're one of those hobbyist bands
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
are going to
Yeah.
cause trouble.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
and not,
yeah,
not-
yeah.
you know,
I mean,
we're-
and we do cause trouble. But
yeah,
not
in the
that way.
best way.
Best kind of trouble
That's
though.
right. We always get bad rep hair and makeup because we always moan that we can't get in till 11. or
You,
something.
yeah, but even I get you moaning to me about that. Like, I
oh,
know
it's
that
so
is a big
annoying.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
massively. Like, I just want a bit of bridal prep at 7 a.m. Is
Yeah.
that like too much to ask?
But this is the thing. I think raising that awareness, because I never even thought that actually couples, if live music is that important to them, they should be checking first before they book that venue, because it's so
No.
true. It'll
I
make
would
or break your
never-
day.
Yeah,
Make or break
never
your
have
day.
thought that.
And it is such a shame that it's the same handful of venues that keep popping up.
Yes.
And again, I'm not going to name
Are they
and shame.
chain?
No,
Independent?
no, that one that you're thinking of,
We're digging now.
That chain isn't too bad.
Okay.
There are worse venues than that.
Yeah.
You know, but there's a handful of venues that keep popping up, and we have blacklisted venues for nearly all of our bands as
Wow.
well.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
again, we always say that we'd never put a band in a situation that we wouldn't want
Yeah,
to
and that's fair.
I like that.
That's
I mean,
fair.
the reality is, bands are really expensive.
Yeah.
Like it costs a lot to have a
Yeah.
band at your wedding, and it's just not fair.
Yeah.
On the couple, like
Yeah.
it just genuinely isn't fair if they pay that much money and they turn up, and we know full well if we send someone that's just not going to be good enough.
Yeah, they're not
So
going to get
we
what they
shouldn't do
paid
that,
for.
you
No,
know, we just don't need
exactly.
to do that to them. We wouldn't want to put the couple through that, through the band through that. So we just kind of
Yeah.
explain the situation.
Yeah, so many people are affected. You know, the couple aren't happy if they're looking at our Instagram of, like, you know, the bands and crowd surfing and
Yeah,
mosh
yeah, yeah.
pits and like really raucous gigs happening.
We,
and,
we want to deliver that because
Yeah.
it is what the gigs are like.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
exactly.
we want to make sure that's what they're like.
Yeah,
you know,
and that's what you
so-
can deliver.
yeah,
we also don't want bands to be in that position where the
Yeah.
guests are going up to them and saying, "Guys, turn it up,
Yeah,
turn
exactly.
it up," and the band
Yeah.
like we're doing.
We
everything.
can't
Yeah.
do
Yeah, we can't.
anymore.
Because
Yeah.
that couple as well, or the couple or the guests or anyone there won't go away thinking, "Oh, the band could have been really good, but the venue
Yeah.
let them down."
Yeah,
They'll
no,
go
of course
away
they
thinking
won't.
They were
this
just
band was
thinking it's the
shocking.
band.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so true.
Yeah, 100%. So definitely check that then, guys. If you are thinking, yeah, live music is for
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
check those restrictions
Yeah.
first, definitely.
And we'll happily invite, you know, and check the restrictions, but let's say message us. You
Yeah.
know, like it's
Yeah.
like a free service. You know,
Yeah,
it's, you know, message us, and we will.
exactly.
It's because if somebody says, "I'm in this area, I'm looking for this kind of venue," this kind of,
Yeah.
we'll tell them where we played and
Yeah.
what works and things like that.
Yeah.
We've got cool
Absolutely.
ideas. Hopefully something will change.
Yeah.
I might just chain myself to a venue's like.
I love it.
get
Yeah.
close until they change it.
Yeah, do it.
It's like, sorry, I can't come to your wedding today. I'm on day 35 of protesting.
Like, was it Stop Oil?
yeah.
That's it. That's going to be Joey.
Yeah, in the middle of the road
Oh
on
my
the
God.
drive up to the Manor House venue.
But the thing is, it's like actually it is a cost thing as well, because I've got a friend. Well, we've had her on here, but I don't want to go into it too much. But basically, she has had to move her venue. She's a musician herself, and there was a restriction with outside amplification.
Right.
So she's now moved venue, and she's lost loads of money because they weren't able to offer, because she wanted to basically have her wedding at a venue that she's not worked at. So it was one that she hasn't been to personally. But she's now had to move it a long way to get what she wants. And she's lost so much money with that. So it's not only just the not getting what they want, it's also financially. A wedding's expensive enough.
Yeah.
You don't want to then be losing thousands of pounds on a venue deposit because they can't offer you. Really, they should be refunding if they're not able to offer you what
it needs
you
to be
want.
on their website and stuff, really, doesn't
This is what
it?
we think. There needs to be sort of, whether it's a government legislation or whatever, but it needs to be clear before any money is changing hands.
Yes.
That this is the situation.
And what
because
restrictions are.
again, often when we speak to people, they've already booked, they've already paid a deposit, and they either can't or can't be bothered to fight to get the deposit back. And, they've signed a contract, and I think the reality is, if they fought enough, they probably will get it back. But also, they've fallen in love with the venue.
Yeah, of course,
exactly. And we've even had that. We've had some couples that have seen us play, said before they booked the venue they really want us, but then looked at a venue and for whatever reason fallen in love with it, and were like, well, we're not going to be able to play there.
No, exactly.
And they're like, oh, but I really love this about
it.
But if it was on the website or before they've gone, and if they were made aware that you can't have live music there, or it's not very good,
or limited to,
it's they might not go and view it, fall in love, sold to.
That's why I think legislation across the UK for a standard sound limit would just help everyone.
Yeah, definitely.
It basically means every venue could have live music.
Yeah, definitely.
If it was capped at a certain point, because wedding gigs are not as loud as normal rock gigs that you go to.
They
are just a lower volume.
Yeah, of
but
course.
if we all adhered to the same thing, then we just all agree that this is how loud bands are.
That's how loud they are.
And you take readings at a certain point in night and at a certain distance away from whatever, but they're all playing off different sheets. Like, no one knows what the rules are.
Everyone just does what they think.
Well,
I think we need to do an episode with people like Matt and Joey, but all our other amazing suppliers we've had on, questions you need to ask when you're venue shopping. Let's do an episode on that, definitely.
We can give you a
list.
list.
That can be one. Yeah, exactly. Give us all your... Okay, it'll just be an episode with the scroll from Matt and Joey of all the questions we need to ask. But I think that's so important, because it does need to be at venue stage, because let's face it, venue is normally the first thing you book. Unless you're having a planner who's then going to help you, go venue shopping. Normally venues first. Unless they're like, you guys are non-negotiable, which you do sometimes get. It's lovely when we get those couples, doesn't it? Where they might come to me and be like, can you help us find a venue? We know we want you, but we don't know where. And same with you guys. I'm sure they're exactly the same. So it is lovely having that. But I think the majority of our couples are venue first. So if they're prepared and equipped with that, right, we need to do that whole episode of questions that you need to ask when you go to the venue.
That'd be dead useful, I think.
Right, you can send us your 100 questions.
We've got lots,
Can you imagine the venue staff if the couple just turn up, like, got some questions to ask? And
they just get the full
comes out.
Oh, God. We want a bigger deposit all of a sudden. You look like trouble.
So, obviously, we've spoken about that. That is a massive, big one. Anything else that you think? I guess we've kind of covered the fact of don't worry if your song doesn't feel wedding-y, because you can make it wedding-y. Like, it doesn't matter.
I mean, what is wedding-y?
Exactly,
nowadays?
exactly.
Most people come to us and they say, look, we're not having a traditional wedding. We don't want this.
Yeah.
We just want a party. And that's it. So go with it. Just have a party.
100%.
But let those things happen. Let as we mentioned, like the first dance, let that happen. It doesn't need to be a soppy song. Just party. And trust your suppliers. Trust your band. This has been popping up a lot again recently. Where people have sort of said, can I choose the bands that are going to the songs that the band are going to play? Yes and no. The reality is,
people often want to pick that. I said about the first song after the first dance is where we earn our money. Some people want to pick that song, which I get, but we know which ones work, and we have a spiel, and we have a bit, which is thing, and it's like, oh, but we think it will pop off here. It's like, well, it might, but we know it's going to pop off if we do this one.
Exactly, trust
so
you.
There are moments to, like, don't mess with that bit. Or the opening of the second set, or the closing of the night.
Absolutely.
That's where we're bringing it home. So, like, there are bits to tinker with, but there's some bits just like, trust it, because it's like, without fail, it works every time.
And and that is where things like TikTok, Instagram are like, oh, make sure that you've chosen the best song for your second song. And fair enough, if you're putting a playlist together, then fine. But if you're using bands and musicians, they know what they're doing. DJs as well, they know what they're doing. Like, trust the process and trust the professionals.
Well, we explained to our couples for all of our bands early on that, look, you've got to trust us to an extent. You've got to let us, give us likes, give us dislikes, give us must plays and must not plays.
That's good. I like that.
And we'll have a conversation about it. Don't write a set. Because I
want
guarantee
some surprises for the couple as well.
Exactly.
They don't want to know every song that's coming.
Takes the fun out of it.
They
what's
just
next?
Play Chelsea Dagger. Oh, they're going to play Basket Case now.
Yeah.
Go away.
And the thing. Well, the reality is as well, a band will adapt their set on the night.
Yeah, exactly. Of course they will.
we did it the other night. You know, it was
Do it every game.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did, yeah. But
Yeah.
the bride set was very pop punk focused.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah.
And that was a thing. And then we were halfway through the set, and we realised that the crowd was more indie focused than pop punk.
Right, nice.
So we've got a very clever way of communicating.
Yeah,
it doesn't
I
involve
like
words.
this.
You know, it's like we look at each other.
That
we know
does
what's
always
going
blow
on.
my mind when you know.
Oh, Matt, do you want to play a song signal?
That's a good game.
That's a good game, isn't
a
it?
good
So
game.
what song is this?
Well, that's Chelsea Dagger. Up
Yeah.
next.
So if we do that, we do the stabbing motion. We know. So.
Love
And then
that.
after that, we'll do that one.
Yeah, that's I bet you'll go on the dance floor because that's a dance.
Yeah.
A dance floor, yeah.
This
So
one.
good.
Oh, it's all the small
All the
things.
small
isn't
things.
it? Yes.
So it's like this silent communication where we just kind of know, like we all just know what's gonna happen
Yeah.
before we call it. And sometimes I'll just shout something or point on my iPad to a
Yeah.
song, and Matt's like, "Yep, same
Yeah, we're
page."
doing
Yeah.
that.
Everyone knows
That's
to
great.
drop it, but
That's
but it's
great.
when you just trust the band.
That's
Yeah,
it.
Yeah,
exactly.
this
If
is
you've been
it.
given a list by the couple, play this set, and then it's not working.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Yeah, what do you do? Yeah.
You know, because you can't go away from that if
No.
you've got a couple that are going to be like, hang on a minute.
That's
we told
not
you to play
our-
this next.
Yeah.
You know? But then there's no one on the dance floor, so we need to
Yeah.
do something.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
trust the band, trust that they know what works, what
Yeah.
flows as well.
Yeah.
So the order of a set, like Joey mentioned about this first song after the first dance, there's normally a reason why you're choosing a song.
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
It could be because there's a guitar switch,
Yeah.
or there's a retune, or you want a bit of hype, or you want something that is quite universal that
Yeah.
everyone likes. So there's loads of different reasons why these things are done.
I spend so much time. I'm the guy that puts a set list together.
Yeah.
We kind of do it in
Yeah.
combination, but I'm mind mapping the hell out of that thing. There's
Course.
so much involved, like the
Yeah.
song transitions. Like if we finish a song and the next song starts with drums, I know I've got time to tune up.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm going to thrash my guitar loads in the
Yeah,
previous
yeah,
song.
yeah.
It's like really, really well thought out. And
Yeah.
it's just like having that flexibility and knowing that it's there and how it works. You just have a better night. Cause the
That's
set's gonna
amazing.
flow.
But this
I would
is
never have
why-
thought this.
No, but
Yeah.
this is exactly why Katie, especially, like when we first spoke about this podcast,
Yeah.
this is why, because we're hearing it from you. You are musicians, you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
We might have seen information on TikTok or on Instagram that says, make sure you've planned your second song after
Yeah.
your first dance. Make sure you choose your favourite song as your closing. No, let your band do it because
Yeah.
they know, and they're the reasons why.
It's
Yeah.
happened a few times, and we had someone recently ask for, I bet you look good on the dance floor.
Yeah.
Straight after the first dance.
Yeah.
It's an amazing tune.
Yeah.
And yeah, I get it that people love it, and they say to get the party started.
Yeah.
Every night we play, we get the party started.
Yeah,
That is
exactly.
our
Yeah,
job.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, that's
yeah.
what we do, but we know it's normally like third song from the end, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
We
yeah.
know
You
that
know where
yeah,
it fits.
when everyone's at the right level of drunk and
Absolutely.
Yeah.
tied around their heads, we know it's
Yeah.
a better
Yeah, yeah,
experience
yeah.
to
Yeah.
do it then.
Yeah.
Or someone asked for Mr. Brightside once, didn't they? Like straight after the first
Yeah.
dance, like save it till later, guys.
Yeah.
You know, like it works better, and we try, like I say, universal songs or the songs that might start and give us a bit of room to hype the room.
Yeah.
You know, we give orders at that
Yeah,
point.
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
we're
like
like
it.
telling people what to do and
Yeah.
things like that. So yeah, trust the
Matt
band.
on his little roaming mic, like, right, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have. There is one because I'm normally my microphone's wired, but I have one that is a
Yeah.
hype mic.
I love
It just
this.
means that I can get.
You
on a
see
box
when he
and
picks
shout
that
it.
up, you're like, oh, there's trouble coming.
Run away.
Oh, this is so good. So many great tips there, and I think so many things that people don't think
Yeah.
about. And exactly like I said, that is the reason we wanted to create this podcast, because we want to hear from the experts
Yep.
sharing their advice right from the horse's mouth, like literally.
But
Amazing.
this is all stuff as well that we don't. We're quite happy to advise couples, but we give all our bands this advice as
Yeah,
well.
this is great.
A lot of what we notice a lot of is, I mentioned earlier about they feel that they should play certain songs and
Yeah.
they feel they should do certain things.
Yeah.
We tell them, look, we're about pushing
Yeah.
the boundary,
Yeah.
changing that. I always remember Jake,
Yeah.
and he had a talkback mic to his singer, and he would be like running around on tables and
Yeah.
like swearing
Yeah,
and doing
yeah.
things. And he apparently said to him once, like, remember it's a wedding. And we're like, no,
Yeah, no.
it's a dirtbag wedding.
is,
Like,
yeah,
you
yeah,
do
yeah.
what you want,
It's
get
a
on them
gig.
tables, yeah, go for it. And just letting them know that we've even said to bands as well, we are never, if a band did ever get a complaint of they were too raucous,
Yeah.
they were too rowdy, or they swore, or they
Yeah.
did this, it's like, yeah, you've booked a dirtbag band.
Yeah, exactly.
We
And
make
I
it
bet
very
that complaint
clear.
isn't from the couple.
Exactly.
I
yeah,
bet that
yeah.
complaint is from Auntie Jane.
Well, yeah, people, and that leads on to something quite nice. People worry about Auntie Jane.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And Nan and Grand, and it's one of the things that people say to us a lot. They were saying at the fair we're at yesterday of, look, we're really into alternative music. We
Yeah.
like our metal, but we know we need to keep so and so happy. And it goes on to traditions that we're talking about
yeah.
as well. what we say is that those old people want to know that the couple are having a good time.
Very
Yeah.
true.
Also, I can show you hundreds of videos of Auntie Jane's in Walls of Death and Moss.
Oh, yeah.
over the past few years.
Dropping
Auntie
it
Jane
low.
Jane in
not
a
the
mosh
speaker.
pit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Auntie
Yeah.
Jane's fallen on my pedal.
Uncle
Auntie
Dave with his tie around
coming
his
over
bed.
asking for another song at the end of the night.
Yeah.
Auntie
Yeah.
Jane's high-fiving me, asking
Yeah.
if
Auntie
she can
Jane's
have some
doing
mine.
this because she wants Chelsea
wants
Dagger.
Chelsea
They
We
do-
love Auntie Jane.
Yeah.
More Auntie Janes.
But they do come up
yeah.
to us at the end quite a lot, and you've
And
they'll
literally the
dance
other
for a
night, she
bit.
was like, "Thank you guys for making the night. I had
Yeah.
the best time."
Yeah. I
These are
love
people that don't
that.
go to gigs
Yeah.
all the time.
True.
And they just, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Those are the
Yeah.
people I want to get up. And,
Yeah.
And they, they're not going to dance to everything all night because they're old.
Yeah.
But they'll stand at the back, they'll watch everyone having a good time. And, we played Sum 41 the other night, and Auntie Jane was dancing. And we even said to her, I was so happy you stayed up. She's like, I never heard that before in my life. It's just jumping around,
That's
having a
so
great
good.
time.
Yeah,
But
living
But
their
when
best
else
life.
can they do that? Because they're not going to
Yeah.
go to a rock show. At
No.
Saturday,
So true.
really
It's
we,
so
we make it
true.
a safe space, but
Yeah.
because I'm wireless and there's certain moments in the set, I'll go grab people.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
be fun about it, and there's a way of going about it. Because I know what it's like if you're in a crowd and you're just sitting there, and all of a sudden the singer runs up to you with a microphone.
Yeah.
Oh God, please. Don't
Yeah.
look at me."
Yeah.
But I will. But I'll
Yeah.
make it fun. I'm not going to annoy you.
Yeah,
But, like,
exactly.
I know who to target and who.
And
not
you
to,
read the
so-
room. That's the
Yeah.
thing. You know what
Yeah.
you're doing. You've done this so many times. You know how to, get them involved without it feeling
Yeah,
too far.
Yeah, definitely.
That's so good. And I think as well, this is the thing. If the whole wedding reflects the couple, exactly like you said, everyone wants them to be having a good time. And they know this is them.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
know this is music
Yeah.
that's perfect
Well,
for them.
I was going to say as well, just when we talk about that, thinking that, a lot of people, what we encounter is they've found a band that they like, and then they might show family members and friends and say,
Yeah.
"What do you think?"
Yeah.
Don't do that,
No,
Yeah.
don't show them.
because there's
don't
always
matter.
someone that's like, "Yeah, I'm
It's
not sure." on his
Yeah, I
voice."
don't
Yeah,
really
yeah,
like
yeah.
that sort of music.
Oh,
That
Yeah.
happens with like a lot of wedding planning stuff. in
Oh,
general,
everything.
because, like,
Everything, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I got married last year.
Yeah.
Like friends would ask me like, "Oh, what are you doing for food?" And
Yeah,
I know the food's gonna be banging, but I almost didn't want to say it because like, well, I'm not a fan of that.
exactly.
Shut up.
Not your wedding. Yeah, don't come.
But like, you just get really worried about telling anyone about anything you plan.
Yeah.
because they're
Absolutely.
Like, oh, I don't really like that.
Yeah.
Or I'm not a fan of that area, or whatever it could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
Everyone
whatever
has
you've
an
got planned.
opinion on everything.
Yeah.
And they seem to think as soon as it's a wedding that you want to hear every single opinion. And it's like,
Totally.
no, just be
Actually
supportive
don't.
of me
Yeah.
and just be like, well, that sounds great.
I
Like,
like
do you
it.
love it? Then you have it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it with the bands, particularly when they've not shown anyone anything
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah. I love that.
And we always get it, don't they? People, especially with us, there's a sax player there, and they're always asking, "Oh, what sort of stuff are you going to play? Wait and see."
Yeah.
Mm.
Wait and
Yeah.
see. Someone said the other night, they said, "Oh, I'm expecting some jazz and folk." And like, you're
You
going to
ain't
be
getting that.
seriously
Jazz and
disappointed
folk.
later on.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like,
I'd love
but
to see you guys doing a folk
Oh,
set.
yeah, this will be like, but that surprise element is what brings the good vibes as well. 'Cause
Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
you're not expecting it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
good
yeah.
fun. So yeah, don't tell people what you.
No,
want.
do
Just-
not
just
tell
do
them.
it.
Yeah,
do it.
just do what you want to
Yeah.
do. And I think that is the overall thing that you need to remember. Do what you love. Like,
Yeah.
if
We
you,
say it all the time, don't
with
we?
every supplier, if you pick what you love, food you love, music you love, a venue you love, a ceremony you love, hair you love, like
Yeah.
everything, you will have the best day ever and you won't
Yeah.
care about anyone else because you're just loving
Yeah.
life.
It's really easy to try and be people pleasing when you're planning a wedding. and
is,
inviting
it
loads of
is.
people and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
then you end up with a watered down celebration that isn't you.
Yeah,
Mm.
that isn't
Oh,
you.
you didn't
And you've had to
overcook
pay
it.
for
Exactly.
to please
Yeah.
everyone else.
Totally. So
Yeah.
just have the best time. That's what you got to
Absolutely.
do. So.
Oh, you
Yeah.
guys, I
Yeah,
feel like I could
guys.
literally just chat to you
Yeah.
all
We'll
day.
chat all day. Yeah.
You have to come back. We'll have to do another episode, another
Sounds
spin-off.
100%.
So shall we do we
Toss
finished
the
with questions
bouquet?
from us. Let's do our question from Toss the Bouquet.
No.
Okay, who's catching?
You're gonna have
Matt.
to catch it.
Oh,
Joe,
I'm
'cause
gonna have to.
I
oh,
can't get out.
Okay,
I
yeah,
can't get
sure,
out.
I can try.
You
and
can get it,
do
it's
that.
fine.
So we're just from sitting down.
Yeah, it'll be
Yeah,
fine.
literally from there.
I can do this.
Yay!
Yay,
Well done.
one-handed.
Showing off now. Love it.
Clip that.
So, yeah, that's what we need. on the channel. Right, so in there should be a question. If you have a little peek. There you go. You can pass your bouquet
Yeah,
to
I
Matt
think,
if you
I think
like.
I might.
Matt can be your
No.
bridesmaid.
So is this a question from a previous?
From previous guest.
Do we know who the guest? Are we allowed to know?
Last
yet?
week's guest, wasn't it?
Good
The
question
Wedding
for
House
us.
Is it?
Droitwich.
So this season's sponsor is by Petter Wild, wildly romantic, effortlessly editorial, everlasting in silk.
Beautiful.
Woo!
Okay, so Joey, you got your question.
Yes.
You
What
ready
is
for it?
it?
So-
You can both answer it if you like.
Yeah, I think we maybe have to collectively.
we
have
do
a-
things
Oh, you're
together,
going to do a
yeah.
collab. Oh, this is so cute. Look
We
at
we
this
collab on
romance.
everything.
Yeah.
That's the
I
way to go.
love this.
Okay, it's very us this question.
Oh,
by the way.
good. This is good. Well done, girls, from
Did,
last week.
before you, did they know that it was going to
No.
be us?
No, they don't know who it is. It's just a
Okay,
random
all right,
question.
cool.
Okay. What is the most chaotic thing you've ever seen happen at a wedding.
Oh, I love this.
We're not a fan
Wow.
of chaos. We're not like that kind of
Yeah, it's
thing.
not very you.
Everyone
It's
should
all
just behave.
You're very
It is
demure, you
fine.
two.
Yeah.
So,
Your favourite chaotic moment?
I mean, well, our favourite chaos. I mean, we promote ourselves as bringing the chaos.
Oh, I love this.
So, I mean, our standard weddings involve a wall of death, crowd surfing. We've had like the father of the bride crowd surfing.
Oh, I
carried
love
around.
this
We've
so
had Auntie Jane, like
Yes.
spinning around on her
Yeah.
head
I
or
bet. Go on,
falling.
girl.
I honestly can't think what the most chaotic thing is because
well, there was
Every
a
gig is
wedding last year
chaos.
in July where they had it TP kind of like DIY type thing.
Yeah.
They ran out of water before the second set,
Oh,
so the only
no.
beverage available was alcohol.
Oh my god.
And then there was somebody there with just spirits like that, and people were just running past with it. And I was like, we still have an hour left. It's totally insane. It was just unbelievable.
Oh my
The
Did
most
you
chaos
make
I've
it
ever
through?
seen. Yeah, we made it through. We made it through. There's just crutches in the air and stuff, and like just it was just the most
Oh my
like the most chaotic gig I've ever seen.
I
in-
can
in my
imagine.
life.
That's
Yeah.
brilliant.
Well,
I would say in terms of like bad chaos, I
Yeah.
think the question wants some juicy stuff, don't they?
Yeah, we want all the
Like
juice
nice stuff.
always on
We
this
did
podcast.
a run, you know, the Christmas run we did.
oh,
Yeah,
I
there
thought
was
we weren't
basically
talking
Matt's
about that anymore.
eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
That
like,
was
that's
that.
too
Oh, I
chaotic.
forgot about that.
Don't
So
go
what
there.
our precursor with this is like we chose this life.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just get like injured on
Yes.
gigs and stuff. But
Yeah.
there was a run of gigs where like the first one I busted my lip open because somebody had smashed the microphone into me.
God.
And then went out
Oh.
to do the thing, and then somebody had elbowed me. And then there was one where like she grabbed the mic off me
Yeah.
as well. But there was just a run of shows where I was getting injured each time.
Yeah.
Just because it was getting too Larry
Just
and
getting
that kind
battered.
of thing. But
I think because they were a run. They were Christmas parties, weren't they? While
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
wow, I bet they're wild.
And they were like 200 people, and they were all from different companies, and they
Yes.
paid for all their drink.
Yeah.
And yeah, people
Wow.
were letting loose, weren't they? You know,
Yeah.
Christmas parties are the one.
It was intense.
it's hard.
It was
was
your face when he said the
Yeah.
Christmas parties. You're like, wow,
Oh,
okay, we're going there.
It was.
The thing is, like gear breaks that we break sometimes,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
mentally and physically.
Yeah.
But I kind of try not to worry too much about that, and also think if that's my biggest problem this week, I'm doing
Yeah,
alright.
yeah, yeah.
My
You'll
lip
mend,
is
you'll
hurt because
heal.
my
Like you
mic's broken.
say,
Other
yeah.
people have much worse problems in their jobs, or
Yeah.
broke a string. So
Yeah,
what?
yeah, yeah.
You know, it's cool.
Yeah.
So
I think as well, you know, chaotic is an interesting choice of words. 'Cause,
Yes.
You know, again, that's what we want. And
Yeah,
there are
exactly.
gigs that we've played, and I think back to that one in Beggellet that was my
Yes.
favourite gig last year.
yeah.
That was kind of like, you know, from the moment we played, and they wanted quite an alternative set as well.
Yeah.
The moment we played, it was chaos.
Oh my god. Love.
It's quite a small room, quite a small party, but like it was chaos the whole time, and they were bouncing to everything, they were singing to everything. The venue staff were kind of watching with their mouths open. So from
Love
their point of
this.
view, if they came on,
Yeah.
they say the most chaotic moment was when the hustle played.
Was
you
that?
know,
Yeah,
and, like,
yeah,
but
the
for
Hustle
us,
the
we're like,
Wild.
this is the best
Man,
night
I
ever.
just remembered a groom broke his leg at the.
Oh my god!
Oh.
Yeah.
How could you not remember
This
that?
should have been a wedding whisper.
Yeah.
that was the wedding.
What's
as well.
wrong with her?
That?
Okay.
Richard's just turned his headphones up and he's fully
I
invested
think
now.
we just live the most weird lives. That it's just like, yeah, you forget that happened.
It's
just
That's
normal.
Before it
How
was
did he break his leg?
the Wales one, wasn't it?
That was to say. So that couple. Oh my god! There's a whole chain of events to this. Because I was thinking one of the most chaotic things that we saw was when they first saw us, and we turned up to that field,
Yeah.
and I don't know whether I'm allowed to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. The first person we met was
Oh my.
a groomsman looking for a bag of cocaine in the
Oh,
field.
Stop
my god.
See,
His
this was
first words were like, "I've lost my baggie. Can you help?" I'm like, "I'm kind of here to do a job."
Yeah, no.
And then the
my
best,
guitar got covered in Jägermeister.
yeah,
that
the
night.
best man turns
Yeah,
up and
crazy.
said, "Yeah, he's like, oh, don't worry, I've been on it for 3 days. I've kind of leveled out now.
Jesus
I'll help
Christ.
you." I'm like, right, okay.
Okay.
It was a DIY one. They got their own DIY bar, and they've made the first mistake with the DIY bar of having optics.
Oh yeah.
So people were literally just going down,
Yeah,
and, like
yeah,
mixing
yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
It was the most chaotic gig we've ever done. Like for so many reasons, it was mental, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But that we'll get to the point of
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I
that
love it.
couple saw us there, and then
Yeah.
again at another wedding.
Yes.
And they were just like,
I
"Look,
see.
we're having you for our wedding.
Yeah.
When are you available next year?"
Love
and they
this.
based it around us.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
They were all farmers, and like they got land, so you know
Yeah.
it's like they just got the field, put the marquee up. She was so drunk when we arrived that the photographer's like, "You need to play now." And we're like, "It's too early." Like, no,
She's not
if you
gonna make
don't
it.
play now, she won't make it.
Oh
so
my
we played like
God.
half an hour early on, And the photographer, to be honest, was a bit short with us, but then we realised why. She'd had one of those days.
Oh
Yeah.
The thing is, we kind of, we met them before, we knew what they were like.
Yeah.
In the best way. You know,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
fun,
yeah.
But like, if that was the first time working with them, I bet she'd had quite a different.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like it.
So
I
yeah,
think.
so we played a short set, and then she went to bed, like at 7:30.
Oh my god, what the
She-
bride
She
did?
couldn't see.
What?
You know, she
Stop
was gone,
it.
and then he carries on partying. So he broke his leg that night.
How?
I don't know.
Just
I
on
think
the
it was
dance
during
floor?
because they kept doing stage invasions, and he fell off the stage.
Yeah.
And then he sent us a
Aye.
picture like of him in a cast and stuff, and he
Yeah.
like broke
Great
his leg.
gig.
Yeah,
The,
yeah.
the same night we were loading out, and people were fighting outside.
Yeah, there was a fight, and someone tried to get in my car.
Yes.
And then how did the Jaeger get on your car?
It was on my guitar
Oh my
during the set because
God.
people are trying to like. They think the band want to drink, and yeah, maybe I do, but I got to drive home.
Yeah.
So they'll come up to you and they'll try and pour drinks in your mouth
Yeah.
and stuff. But here's a tip: £20 out there. If that happens, pretend to drink it and just spit it out.
Good
somewhere.
idea. Yeah, they
don't
won't
let
know.
it go all the way down your guitar and stuff.
Yeah,
just,
yeah,
like, just
yeah.
be fun.
Don't say no because they'll keep trying.
They'll
Yeah,
keep
they
trying.
Yeah.
keep
Oh
going.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
do you have to have a designated driver in the band, or do a few
To
of
be
you
honest,
drive, or
we,
how does it
we all
happen?
drive because
you?
of
Yeah.
our locations and the gear we're going to take. You know, sometimes a couple of us might share, but we're generally, and that's a hard thing because people are always
I
like,
was
"Oh,
gonna
come on, party with
say.
us. We're having an after party, guys. You have a drink
Yeah.
and all this." Like, well, we're all driving.
And the fact that you bring this
Yeah.
energy without any alcohol. This
Oh
is
well,
awesome,
we
you
might
guys.
have a beer.
Yeah, yeah,
you
but
know,
I mean, like, not,
But you don't want to see us
loads.
playing when we're drunk.
Playing a gig when you're drunk isn't very fun.
No, I guess, yeah.
I think
because
you're
you think-
incredible.
Watching
Yeah,
it
you're
is
probably
great
like,
to
that was
drink,
the
but-
worst.
Yeah.
Worst I've ever
Yeah.
played.
You gotta be sharp. And literally everything we spoke about, like doing the first dance, getting people up and stuff. You gotta be sharp.
Yeah,
Be
true.
switched on and stuff. And if you've had like 4 or 5 beers, you're not doing
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
So,
you're not.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, this is okay. That was good.
I feel like you need to write in
Also,
a few wedding whispers.
How
for us.
how can we follow that now with the
I
wedding
know
whispers?
this
I feel like
this
it's
is
gonna sound
actually
really rubbish.
yeah, no, it is.
Is it going to sound really
Yeah.
shit? Should we just call it there? That, like,
No,
right.
let's hear it. Let's hear
It's
it.
basically about a caterer saying that the bride went vegan 2 weeks before the wedding. And
Oh,
forgot
boo,
to
we
tell
don't
him.
care
So
about
anyway,
that was our wedding.
That's
whisper. Room with a broken leg. That beats any wedding whisper. I think so. Oh, guys, honestly, you've been epic. So if people want to find you, obviously, where can they find you guys?
Instagram's gonna be the first port of call.
We
isn't it?
love
Yeah.
Instagram.
Love the
I spend my
Instagram.
life on Instagram. But yeah, 2 places.
Yeah.
First, at the Hustle Band UK, you can find the band, you see all the
Amazing.
chaos we got up to. And then at Dirtbag Entertainment Agency to see us and all our other bands. And you just get to scroll for days and see lots of chaos. And it's
Oh,
super
I love
fun,
that. And
so-
do you have, like, obviously clips of them all performing so they can hear them
Hell
before?
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Love
Top
that.
tip as well. Look at the weekends,
Oh, nice.
especially through
Okay.
summer, like because all of our bands will be posting stories up all the time, and we share it all on
Great
Dirtbag. So
idea.
people always say to us about like seeing a band live.
Yeah.
It's hard for wedding bands. But
Yeah.
if you look on a weekend, look on a Sunday morning, look what's going on.
There'll be all
Like,
the
Bear in
claws.
mind it's Sunday morning and you're sober.
Yeah.
Because we did have that couple last week. They said we were a bit unsure about booking you guys because we were looking at stories on a Sunday morning, and it was like a bit
So
much.
funny. Yeah,
And we're like,
yeah.
yeah, but it was 7 in the morning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah. Do it when you're
yeah.
sober, guys. Sit down and watch
Yeah,
them
yeah,
on a
yeah.
Sunday midday.
Guys, before we end, if it sounds like it's an end, we've got presents.
Oh
What?
We do.
God!
Prepared.
Oh, this is
Stop
awesome.
it.
Like, not because I'm trying to clear out things
This
in our
is
house.
so yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. These
These,
were hand selected for us, not.
these are limited edition. There are only 30 prints of these t-shirts,
Oh my god.
and you've got the last 2.
Oh wow!
Thank
Thank you.
And some other loot.
And
Oh
Look
my
at that.
god, I love it.
Oh my
Yeah.
god,
Ridiculous.
my 4-year-old's
Badges.
just started guitar lessons.
Amazing.
So he's gonna
Stop.
have. A
Hey, that's
band.
where my
I love
topics
this.
have gone.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, my 4-year-old's having that. Oh my god!
Oh
look
my
at
god, they're
this.
so cool.
Oh, I love these.
So
Oh look, have
fun.
you little plectrum for Jasper?
Oh.
Jasper can
Oh,
be a future
legend.
guitarist. Oh, and
Yes,
look at the
I'll teach him.
t-shirt.
Yes, please do. Oh my
This
god,
is
so
awesome. Oh yeah,
cool.
we're going to be representing these.
Rep.
Please do, and obviously
Oh,
tag and
love.
collaborate, and we'll share it.
Yes.
Yes. Oh my god, I love it
Guys,
so much.
thank you. That's
Thanks for having
amazing.
us.
Thank you, guys.
So, where are our gifts?
Yeah. There's some
There's
love
some
parts in
swizzle
there.
sweets.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
help yourself.
Help yourselves. Yeah, they're not
Like
quite
you
as
do.
good as the bespoke
Some
brand.
Oreos. We love to see it.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank
guys.
you.
Thanks for having us, guys.
Having us.